Yeah, sure.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going.
Viral.
Ooh,
Thanks.
Josh, you're
Do
dark.
you?
You're so dark, Josh.
I'm so dark. It's okay. Am
Yeah,
I still allowed to vote?
of
I don't want to
course.
get so dark that I'm not allowed to vote.
Of
So I
course,
just
of
wanted to show
course.
you my plane real quick,
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
I wanted to ask a question. Do you elevate? Do you
Is
elevate?
that means go up in the air?
Yeah. You tell me what that means. Do you elevate?
I attempt to elevate mentally.
Okay.
Um, do I elevate physically? Yeah, I climbed up from my lake up to my house today, and that's about 65 feet elevation.
All right. I went to 4,000 feet
Today,
about
you
an
went to,
hour ago. I was at
oh,
4,000 feet.
uh, do you feel high?
Not really. Which is weird. You would think I would. I feel peaceful. When you
Mm.
elevate, I think true elevation gets you to a place of peace. It was so calm and so peaceful up there. Um, and vision. That's what I like about elevating. Peace, and then you can see more. You have a better vision than if you were on the ground.
Huh. And you envision like you can see farther. You can
See
see.
further, see more. Yes.
Mm.
So now, what if we could do that mentally? What if we could do that emotionally? What if we can elevate ourselves into a place of peace and unbound vision?
And oh wow. Mm, that I mean, isn't that becoming self-actualized?
It's part of it. That's part of the process, I'm sure. Um, I did it physically, but I think it's more important to do it mentally. So I didn't know. Do you try to elevate yourself? Do you try and elevate above a situation? Do you try to rise up? That's another way of looking at it. Do you rise up to an occasion?
I do try to. In the past, I was in a situation when I was younger, in my 20s. I was in Japan, and a domestic violence uh, episode happened right in front of me,
Wow.
and I did not elevate. I basically got the hell out of there because I was in the middle of this brawl, and I could have stopped and go, stop it, and my only thing was self-preservation, and I did not elevate. If I'm at this age now, I would be like, I'd get in between it and say,
Yeah.
stop this.
Yeah.
I'm leaving if you're gonna do this.
What's
um
that TV show? What would you do? Or remember when they would fake situations in a restaurant, and they would see how people would react and like see who would step in or who wouldn't.
mhm. I don't know what
I think
it is.
those are fantastic shows to really make you
so
think. Like,
so
you do it.
so the idea is to elevate. I mean, you're talking about elevating in a mental way, in a moral way.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Okay. So you're put in a position where you live in a country, let's say, that is breaking the law. The government is breaking the law. What?
Yay, welcome to America. You let the
I
door
didn't.
wide open for that one. Come on.
I didn't want to do that. My point is, what is your recourse? Are you going to go write letters to your elected officials? Are you going to uh,
Sure.
protest? Are you going to, how far do you want to take it? How far do you want to elevate? That's a physical elevation, by the way.
That's right. And by the way, one of the ways we can elevate in this country is to vote. And people are elevating. We have record turnout this election. That's elevating, isn't it?
It is, for me, and my view on voting. For me, I am highly elevated. In fact, I'm actually kind of high, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Of
And
the
as a populace, we're elevating, right? As a population.
Yeah, I think I said this on one of our podcasts. I said that Lincoln, it was Lincoln's
His
like
blogs.
his social, no,
Oh,
his associate or somebody that worked for Lincoln, and it wasn't Lincoln's line. It said basically he said we have just enough goodness in us to do the right thing. However, just enough. We
yeah.
don't have any more.
Not any extra. Yeah.
We have just enough. Yes, to elevate community wise, socially wise, culturally. To basically, because what is happening now is we are elevating culturally. We
Yeah.
are. I mean, the amount of young voters now under 30 is just, you know, they get to decide. I mean, they can decide. Which is beautiful because now they're going to be voters for the rest of their lives, as long as they have faith. You know what this though? This shows that we have faith in our system. We have faith in voting. We know that if we all vote, that it counts.
Yeah.
Unless something happens in the next 3 or 4 days where 9 justices decide
That it doesn't count.
that it doesn't count. Yeah, kind of.
It's on its way, unfortunately. But we have to put forth such a mandate. We have to elevate so high that they can't reach us. We have to elevate our vote to a altitude where the crookedness and the problems in our government cannot reach us.
Now let me ask you this: the crookedness. I'm going to argue that the crookedness of our government is not perfect, and we have 3 branches, and the 3 branches, you know, basically make sure the other 2 branches are doing the right thing. I mean, they checks and balances.
That's the theory. That's how it's supposed to work. I agree.
And it's not perfect. For the past few years, those checks and balances have been pushed, have been like, you know, is each branch going to cooperate and work in this structure? Are the institutions going to stay within the structure? And there has been a push and pull, and maybe it's growing pains in our country of democracy. It's just making that happen. And these things, I feel these pushes and pulls and make the democracy better. And I think, and I mean better as in working for the people, more working for the, and I feel that the amount of people who are exhibiting and exercising their right to vote and voting is a direct correlation of, you know what, the people take their power back now.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to throw one more thing in there. It's checks and balances and transparency. I think both of those have been attacked severely. And that's why I call the government crooked.
So what you're saying is transparency. You want naked government. Hey, wouldn't that be cool? All the politicians have to be naked when they're working.
Maybe not all of them. There's a few of them that would just, no, that's okay. No, I don't ever need to see that.
Can you lie when you're naked? You can't lie when you're naked. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can.
You also probably can't hold a serious conversation, but that's another story.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. So you're saying transparency and checks and balances. So let's look at transparency real quickly. You're talking about being open, everybody knowing the government, the people knowing what the government is doing. I'm doing this because of this. Okay, this is my reasoning. Doing
Correct.
this, and you feel that is not been happening.
Yeah, it has not been happening to the same extent that we used to have. So that's all. I'm just glad that we're elevating our vote. We're elevating our voice because and I think that's why. I think we are elevating because of the lack of transparency, because of the crookedness. It's a motivating factor.
The lack of checks and balances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel though that people, well, I mean, we have to discuss this. People are basically good, except persons, here we go. Persons are basically good. When people get together is when there's an issue of we become bad. Maybe the more we have of us, I don't want to use the word bad. We just become more slimy,
I
corrupt.
think, yeah, I think systems go bad. I think people innately are good. They create systems, the systems go bad, and they allow us to be bad. They allow us to act in bad ways.
Because we're trying to beat the system. Taxes, I'm going to find a way not to pay taxes. I'm going to hire,
Right.
I'm going to spend $3 million on lawyers to make sure that I don't have to pay $6 million to the government. Um, Systems. This government we're in is a system.
That's right. And
This
it needs to be an ethical system. And I think we've dropped our ethics. I think there's a huge ethics hole, which we could talk about another episode. But yeah,
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going
Bye.
viral. Whew, that's a